the replay's active now. So let me go in and get this thing going.
I get my phone started.
We're getting a lot of people. Hang on, it's not on yet. It's going to take a minute.
Yeah, I saw the show before this one. Was really good.
The little one? Or the two girls?
Yeah, the little one and the two girls, yes.
Oh my God.
Very good. Yeah.
That was their first, well, that was their second show together, but that's now, they're going to do a weekly show. It's live now. It's live on my page. Yeah, they're going to start doing, run into this coronation, this benediction, this celebration.
Yeah.
You're all right.
I have to, because.
You're all right. We got time.
Oh, yeah.
That was the tail end of that show.
Yeah. Here we go. I see myself.
Let's see. All right. Todd Medina. That was their first. Well, that was their
second. And now I finally figured out how to share now.
Yeah. Just mute it.
Yeah.
Okay. So here we go. All right. So we're going to share out to the Soulology group.
Yes.
Got Henk Verhaeren in the house. Hello, Lindsay. How you doing? And Cindy Kempsky. All right. Let's see here. Yeah, that was their first show, official show together. That was their first official show together.
Yeah, it was really a powerful show. I liked it.
It was a powerful show. I watched a lot of it. Hey, Agat, how you doing? I believe that's a Norwegian name, if I'm not mistaken.
What?
Agat Renat Lirhus. Yeah, okay. Okay. So just give us a couple of minutes and we'll roll the show out. We're going to invite some friends in.
Yes.
We're going to build a bridge from this side of the world to that side of the world over in Holland.
And get everybody connected.
Yeah.
On the World Wide Web.
That's right, man. On the 24th. That's right. Absolutely. So, we're going to have an event in London. I don't know how accessible London is to you.
Well, it's easy. With the train, I can get there because it's only, I think, 2 hours or something.
Oh, really? Well, July the 7th at a place called Deja Vu Gardens. And there's a lot of Soulology people who are going to go.
Okay.
We have a lot of friends in London. That's our second biggest market.
Oh, that's nice.
Very active market, yeah. Very much. Hey, Rasta Prince, what's going on? Rasta Prince, you have an open invitation to come on here anytime you want to. Show the world your big, beautiful, divine masculine heart. Maybe do a little something. Maybe some rhyme or something. Be good to have you on here. Hello, Iris Walker. Larry Hartman. I'm sorry, Larry. That's that old TV show. Lori Hartman. How you doing, Lori? I love Lori's videos. She's real straight up on her post. Yeah, the heart always gets through to everybody. Doesn't matter. Know the person, don't know the person.
Yeah.
Like the person, don't like the person. The heart always gets through to everyone.
Yeah.
And that's what Lori does. There's Laurie Ridgway. Laurie Ridgway is in the house. Lisa Brooks. Yeah, that was a fantastic show that Angela, Mia White, and Sarah Richardson did. They're going to be coming back every Monday at 1 o'clock Eastern. So that's going to be 7 o'clock in Holland in the evening. Every Monday night, 7 o'clock in the evening in Holland. Those two are going to,
great.
Those two, they're going to come up with a name for the show. I don't know what it's going to be. It's probably some crazy thing, though.
Yeah, they were talking about the warrior, spiritual warrior, and I like that really because they are acting out the masculine side inside of themselves.
Yeah.
And that is nice to get it balanced more. Because if we do that sometimes, they think we are on the old trip again. But if they talk really strong from the heart and no bullshit, then it's very inspiring for other women.
Yeah, I agree with that because, it's kind of tricky because, you lost that old world masculine, which was loud, aggressive, assertive, whatever. Not all of
Yeah,
it, not all it was bad. There was some absolutely positive characteristics of it. So
yeah,
if I get passionate, I get loud, and I get like they were getting on the show.
yeah,
And so I think that's a great point that women, when they you know reach in and find that divine masculine warrior inside of them, it's going to give them a better understanding, maybe a little bit, a little bit more of awareness when we step into it. And it's not the old 3D masculine, it's the new 5D masculine. It's just looks
yeah.
similar.
It's the divine masculine inside of them, and it's not talking away around things. It's just straight from the heart, and that's such
Yeah,
a relief to hear that. The
yeah,
honesty, the purity, and very brave of them.
yeah. It is brave of them.
Yeah,
Well,
and yeah,
they're blossoming on the screen, man. They were just like getting it.
yeah.
They had 50 people on there for most of the show.
Wow, great.
Mhm. Yeah, so it was a very, very powerful initial show for them. They make a good pair. Hey, Dialect, how's it going? Katarina Armour, Jan Forrest, how are you? Terry DeRoe, what's going on? All right, Lori Edie's here. Rasta Prince, yeah. If you would love to do that, I'd love to have you on. We'll work that out. Definitely. Yeah. So yeah, it was a beautiful show. They did a great job. They did a really good job.
Yeah,
Yeah, so we've got I don't know what else we got going on today. What is today? I don't know what day it is. It's five. I'm
yeah.
in the five. I got no memory. I don't have this stuff written down. I can't.
It is
So
Monday, but
yeah, they're gonna have a show tonight. Jennifer, Holly, Sarah Richardson, and Laurie Ridgway at 7 Eastern time, which is in about 4 hours. That's going to
oh,
be real power. It's going to be real powerful too. I
wow.
believe one of the things they're going to be talking about is creation statements, which I did one today. I just happened to do one when I was talking to them. They said they were going to do it. And then 9 o'clock, we got Angie Parker. We got 31 people in the house. I think it's because Hank has been cutting his hair and he's got that new backdrop behind him. I know all the ladies are here to look at him. Yeah. So yeah, but that's a really good point. That's a really good point. Of course, I'm cohabitating with Morgan and Kismet, two divine goddesses. We do a lot of work together,
Yeah,
and we also go through the waves and the shifts together.
yeah,
And so there's been a couple of times that I get into that divine masculine warrior mode, and I
yeah.
think that there is still for both sides, for both sides. I mean, you get a masculine energy that gets real loud and in your face, that can stir up old memories for that
Yes,
feminine energy. So it can
exactly.
be misconstrued. I'm not saying every time I get that way that I'm perfectly in the right, but there is a heart there. There's a heart speaking. But at the same
Yes,
time, it happens for a masculine. I know if a woman raises her voice at me or starts a certain frequency with me, it triggers me, or used to. It doesn't do it so much to me anymore, but it used to, like almost like a PTSD. So I can understand where they're coming
yeah,
from.
yes,
But I do think that as we have reached into our heart for that divine mother goddess, nurturing, unconditional love, that is the divine feminine frequency, uh, to get our balance and to get rid of that old 3D paradigm masculine. I thought it
yes,
was a great, great point that you made, that those two ladies today on the prior show reached into their warrior, and like you said, it gives them a little more awareness of when a masculine energy might be in a 5D warrior mode,
yeah,
instead of it being misconstrued, which is all understandable because we're all learning as we go.
yes, exactly. And this way, if we communicate about it, then and we show it, then they see it is not. It is can also work for us, not against us.
Yeah, yeah,
But there
yeah,
of course, a lot of old patterns that have to be broken down. And there's still going to be some contractions, and sometimes, even I tried to bring it a bit more loving and peaceful, because that was what people expect. But immediately when I did it, I was thinking, no, then I'm lying again. I have to speak my truth and show it over and over again, and not be what they maybe expect from me now.
Yeah,
because
that's right.
Yeah,
and I think it's not, well, it's challenging. It's opportunistic. Because I think here's one of the things I get too, is like living with the two of them. There's the old paradigm where the woman always said, well, you don't listen to me. But and I had 4 daughters. I was married twice, a lot of female relatives. So I understand, a lot of female friends, but there's a different way of listening now to me. There's a different way. It's more of a holding space, being present, and regardless, it's not even like trying to understand them in a cognitive human way. It's listening to their heart, because the heart's what's speaking. So what is that person really saying, be it a man or a woman? Yeah, if they're coming from their heart, it's obvious. The heart frequency is the truth frequency, and that is the 5D frequency, if you will.
Yeah, definitely. That's right. And it's always speaking the truth, even if we are afraid to do it, or think it can have consequences that are not so nice. But in the end, it will clean things up, and the things are only going to be better because of that.
Yeah.
And when I saw the 2 ladies speak in the spiritual warrior mode, that was really like, then there is a space to laugh about it together as man and woman, as female and masculine energy. And that is such a relief, because if they do it, they understand what it's for, and they have the right to stand up for themselves. And we just have to give them the space for that. And but still, don't betray the divine masculine power, because it is not what it was. It can be bad, but that is not what it is now. And sometimes, we have to defend ourselves or the one we love, because that's also necessary part of the.
That's what they were talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
They were talking about, don't make apologies for your power.
Yeah.
Own your power. I got a message from a lady after the show, and she said, thank you for that show. She said, I joined Angela's group, and she got that show got me off my butt. And made me want to go do something, And I think that's part of that warrior frequency. It is the inspiring frequency. It's the motivational frequency. It's the one that gets you off your butt. Let's go. We got work to do.
Yeah.
And that's another thing I was going to bring up with you today. A lot of people think that getting to the 5D frequency is kind of like getting a promotion at work, where you become a manager, and then you can put your arms back and put your feet up on the desk and wait for the secretary to bring you your coffee. But 5D is work. 5D is service to the collective, service to others, because you're serving self, you're serving higher self, which is, paralleled by, or the same thing as service to others. So how can you be service to others by sitting in, a space of doing nothing? So it is a lot of work. We're moving into a space where we don't have to sleep as much as our bodies change into this light body. And what do we do with our time? Our time is obviously spent in a loving frequency, loving vibration, but we're here to work. We're here to do work, and not work in the 3D sense, but what makes us happy. This is what we're doing now, for instance, with us, or what the girls are doing, what Angela does with her group. This is the passion, the bliss. And so I just was talking to a friend yesterday, and that came up, and I thought I'd bring that up to you. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think otherwise it is just a coping mechanism that some people use. They just sit back and they don't act upon what they suppose in the reality, and they think they rise above that. And sometimes people think, oh, I want to be like that also, but it is. In fact, we are watching to our emotions and our thoughts and our feelings, but we don't get identified with them anymore, but they are still signaling us about what to do and to act upon certain things. And yeah, when people say, some people are still in the denial state, they say, yeah, you cannot feel this, or this is not good. But in fact, yeah, it is all good and all in our it's all in our in the benefit of our personal growth and the growth of the other.
Yeah.
Yeah. And but sometimes that's difficult because sometimes they think we have to be always peaceful and always smiling, and yeah, but that is not always the way, because sometimes you have to get through certain things and act in the moment. And yeah, the only difference for me is that I don't carry it around with me when after something is happened. Then it's resolved, and then yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
So how was your weekend? The weekend, we keep saying this, but the weekend was strong. It was powerful. A lot of waves came in, you know. I mean, it
Yeah.
was yeah, it was pretty. It wasn't super intense, but I don't know. It was just. I felt it. You know, I got a lot of work done. We had a really successful weekend, but it was very busy. But
Yeah.
I had to lay down a few times. I think 2 or 3 times yesterday, and 2 or 3 times on Saturday.
Yeah. That's when we have to reload ourselves of all the information we got inside of our bodies, and all the new complexer structures have to be ingrained into ourselves so we can work with that. So, but I had some working also with Annette, and then especially with yeah, how things like doubt can still be a trap, and the doubt of the other person can influence the partner. And if they are not standing strong inside of their selves, inside of their hearts, it can really put them out of balance. But actually, that is also a good exercise. And so that is also, everything is good to work with in that sense. Because
Yeah.
the moment they can make us doubt, and of course, it's always good to consider things we say, then we are not living the truth that we are. So, and that's without being stubborn towards things, of course. But it's also, I realized the effect of the emotions of the people around me, and my responsibility for it that I had to make them happy. I let that totally go now, and they have to take care for their own happiness, and I can only help them to show how I become happy. And
yeah.
And,
They've got to handle theirs. We got to handle ours.
yes, and they always say, yeah, but if this, but if this. And I'm not saying believe it, but I can only say try it and investigate it. And because they're doing the same pattern and they're repeating it over and over again, and it never works out because they are afraid of change.
Yeah.
And but okay,
yeah, like you said, we gotta listen. You know, we listen, and you take it in, and then you go on down the road and do your own thing. You got to do your own thing, even if you're standing right next to somebody. We got a birthday in the house.
Ah, happy birthday! You're gonna sing again?
No, you're singing. You're singing with me. So if you go to London on July the 7th for the Soulology event with Savetta Da Vinci Spiral, and you'll meet Penelope Ryder, who's got a show with us. She's part of our ensemble now. And it's on Tuesdays at 5 o'clock Eastern Time, 10 o'clock in London, so 11 o'clock in the evening on Tuesday in Holland. She is having a birthday today, Penelope Ryder. So,
Great!
so,
Congratulations.
so we're gonna sing "Happy Birthday" to her. Are you
Yeah,
ready?
I did.
I'll say 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday
to
to
you.
you.
Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday
to
to
you.
you.
Happy
Happy
birthday,
birthday,
dear
dear Penelope.
Penelope.
Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday
to
to you.
you.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. So pretty
Yeah.
soon we're gonna
Yeah.
have to cut a happy birthday record. A solo
Yeah.
happy birthday. That way when
Yeah.
people are at home they can just push the button and play it.
Yeah.
Birthday party, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you
But
know what?
I definitely hope to see her and all the other partners of the Solity family over there in London, because I'm going to go there.
Yeah,
And
there's gonna be I think we're gonna be able to we're now also producing on Thursdays. It's not on this page, but it's on Lavelle Zimmerman's page.
ah,
Universal, yeah, Lavelle. He does Let's
yeah,
Build. Universal Brothers and Sisters does Let's Build. It's a presentation they do every Thursday at 8:30 Germany time. So it's 3:30 New York time. That would be what 7:30 London time. And
yeah.
they do. So we're going to produce it. We did a collaboration last week, so I'm going to produce it and play their music on his page. But
Great.
they've talked about going over there because we're going to do the same thing we're going to do in New Jersey on June the 11th at the first event we're having. We're going to have a stage and we're going to have speakers and healers and maybe workshops and also
Yeah,
some performances. Yeah, I'm going to get up and do some soul
fantastic.
speaks. Yeah, so I think they're considering coming from Germany to go over to London and be a part of that on July the 7th in London. So you might meet them too. Penelope will be there. Yeah,
Yeah,
so that's
great.
cool. But getting back to what you were saying, in the interactions we have as these waves come through, there is shifting going on in each other, and so we're all still human to a degree, and
Yeah,
we go back and forth, and it is good to take in whatever information they're giving us, and vice versa. But at the end of the day, no one can convince anybody else. It's not an argument or a debate. It's just take the information in, and everybody's on their own in terms of discerning it, and moving forward, and what thoughts they're going to carry forward, and what patterns and behaviors they may or not break loose from.
yeah. And I would say that they don't take it too personal. And if they feel it personal and they get triggered, then they should look inside themselves what triggers them and what is behind that. Of course, also speak that out, but always go in the confrontation, especially the women, I think.
Yeah.
They, spiritual warriors. It's their time to rise now.
Yeah.
And we have to take the hits.
Well, that's one of the big, well, not one of the big, one of the 4 agreements in Don Miguel Ruiz's book. The 4 agreements is don't take it personal.
Yeah.
Don't take anything personal. And,
Yeah.
and like I've been saying for the last few days, I think we need to give ourselves some credit. We've done a lot of work. We've all done a lot of work, and we've spent our entire lives in an environment that's conditioned us to think lesser of ourselves than we are. So we have that thought pattern in our head. So we can take a breath and know that we're doing the best we can. And,
and just we see it as an invitation to be loving towards ourselves and try to radiate it to the other in our communication, because there is always going to be some inner wounding, and it's never going to be the train is going on, and I think it's going faster and faster, but we can keep up with the speed. But we have no time to look back too long and to hang in the past, because it is always now happening right here, and right here is where everything is available for us. And some people like to talk about the past over and over again, or they worry about the future. Yeah, but what will happen if this will happen? If you stay too long in that trip, then you never get the ascension.
Yeah.
Or the 5D.
Did you Did you have any physical reaction to this weekend's energy wave? Did you have any kind of discomfort?
Well, I've been tired also. I slept a lot, and I have a bit of a headache now. So that is, but also, I, you know, that I work with this, the energy, and I try to maintain my my energy inside. But I had an orgasm, and I feel then it drains the energy, sort of. Yeah, it's not a bad thing, but the energy that it can give me and other people is just better to keep it in. And sometimes it can be good, of course, but I feel now the effect of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It drains you. It drains you.
Yeah, it drains you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, it makes me a smaller man if I give into that, and I know the trick and the trap of it, because I know the other side of the feeling when the energy rises up and how good that is. But if people don't know that, they keep on hanging on in that is the best they can get ever.
Yeah.
But there is so much more, and that is so is available for all of us. And yeah.
And just to make some clarification, because Colleen Badat, how you doing, says what? But we're essentially talking about the Kundalini energy.
Yeah, Kundalini.
And you know, and allowing that to move up through the chakras and out through the crown, to recycle back into us, basically, or stay within our physical vessel, our spiritual vessel, etherical vessel, all in one. And what we were talking about was that this weekend there was a lot of powerful waves, and you said that you had an orgasm and it drains you, you know, and you know, so we've got to be aware of what's going on. You know, another thing is rest. You know, when these things are happening, I know when I get the feeling, I know I'm supposed to go lay down. I was talking to a friend of mine, a new friend of mine actually, yesterday. A lot of people know her in the what I will call the light keeper communities from now on. I'm not going to use the other term anymore. It's too limiting.
Yeah.
But Lisa Transcendence Brown out of Hawaii is going to be on Wednesday, and she's going to come on for probably 3 to 4 hours. We're going to have a long, extended special edition discussion. But I was talking to her, and she was telling me that, and she'll talk about it on Wednesday, she's ascended. She ascended a couple of years or 3 years ago. I'm not really sure. She has a special mission, and her mission, that was part of her mission, was to fully ascend, you know, and then bring out the information for others. So she was telling me that how important it was, and how for 2 or 3 years she would tell people the best thing you can do, the best quote unquote work you can do, is to lay down. Because when you lay down, what's happening is your cells, which are actually doing all the work, are allowed to do that. I think another thing that I'm starting to understand, I just started a 9-day fast today. Morgan and I started a 9-day fast today. We had fasted a little bit last week. She continued with it pretty much for about 5 or 6 days. I did 3 days and had done a couple days prior to that. But you know, what happens when you fast is, as I understand it, she's explained it to me, and is that your body, all that energy that your body would use to process the food, there's other benefits, but at this time, with these waves coming down and our bodies changing into the light body, it allows for the energy of the body to work on that transition, to make it a little bit more smooth, you know, with ease and grace, as opposed to going through some of the heavy stuff that people have experienced.
Yeah. And also with the transcending in the multidimensional body, it is possible that, at least what I experienced, that some kind of foods don't serve us anymore. And if we eat them, we get tired of it. And yeah, you feel it almost right away. So that's also, but it's difficult in the society to not get tempted to eat certain things, sugar, bread, dairy, things like that. And yeah, but we actually don't need so much food. And also the intermittent fasting. Have you heard about that?
I've heard some people that will like fast a couple of days every week.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. Because when you do it too long, the body is going to destroy certain cells. We need to live now. So we also have to take care of. It's not. I think it's not good to punish the body and to test it to the limits.
Yeah.
So not too long fasting. I would. But that is also for everybody different, of course.
Yeah.
But I think we have to serve the body to make the things possible. We are transcending to. Because it's a foundation of that.
Well, she's actually received. I had received last week. I just woke up and said I'm going to fast for 3 days, and I must have got it in my dream state. She got it the next day as a kind of a transmission, and then another one today or yesterday said it's 9 days with the specific purpose to allow that energy to be used for the transition of the carbon to the light body. Which, I've noticed that I haven't had a lot of the physical discomfort that a lot of people talk about. I just haven't. I've had a little bit of aches and pains here and there, but mostly what I get is a lot of burning, itching, burning and dry, my skin gets dry. Even though I drink a lot of water.
Toxic stuff gets out because that's normal. That's a good thing because it gets out of the fat where it was.
Linda Winger's asking, just water when fasting. What I did, and I did it earlier this year for 3 days, and I did it this last week for 3 days. I drink green tea and water. That's really all I do, just green tea and water.
And do you ever get irritated?
No, I did it when I was in that pyramid. I don't know if you remember when I was in the pyramid. I did it in there, which was a very powerful experience anyway. So it really wasn't. I never left it. I was in there for 9 days, but I fasted 3 of the 9 days. And this last time I didn't even think about it. In fact, I just got off of it. I had fasted a couple of days before, and then she told me what she got. So I said, let me go ahead and eat something. We'll start 3 days. So I really didn't have an issue with it. In fact, when I came off the fast, the one I just did, I ate, and some things just didn't feel right. I didn't eat heavier, but some things just didn't feel right. I was juicing. I juiced for 2 days.
Oh, that's good.
And ate a couple of eggs, but my energy level just went through the roof. I felt fantastic.
That's amazing. Yeah, I'm going to do it right away. Yes.
Yeah. The juicing thing, I'm big on now. I'm ready for that. I mean, I really enjoyed the couple of days I did it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to juice on this fast, but I'm just going to do the water and tea. Andrea Jones Stebnowski's in the house. She was here yesterday. We're going to start off Sunday mornings with Church on Sunday Solargy style. She lives not too far from here, and she came in with some crystals and her personality. She also sent a donation today. I hope she doesn't mind me saying it. Thank you very much for the donation, because this is what's kept us going as we keep moving to a 24-hour day, 7-day a week live and replay video cast. It's coming very soon. So thank you, Andrea.
You don't need so much anymore because you don't eat almost, huh?
Yeah. Well, I don't need so much. Yeah. I never did spend a lot on food anyway. I never had any choice because I never had any. But so I think that's Lillian Howard says she wants to eat the sun.
But you can stare in it just before it goes under, and especially with breathing, you can get in a lot of prana, and it raises the energy level very, very high. And also with opening the cells with the cold showers, nobody does it because almost nobody likes it, but it has such a positive effect.
The cold shower?
Yeah.
I love cold showers. Is there some kind of benefit to those?
Yeah, very, very beneficial for the cells because they expand then, and they take on more oxygen, and they transport more nutrition and more food to the body. So it's really good to do that.
Yeah, I've always enjoyed cold showers.
Yeah, and if you're used to it, it doesn't even feel so cold anymore. Because I know the first time you do it, then it feels like in your head, especially, and tingling. But that's just the cells that are closed and that have to be opened. So that is a very good exercise, also.
Yeah. And another thing I'm starting to, and Andrea was here yesterday with some crystals. Another thing I'm starting to understand is, and I've never been a traditional light keeper who's into the meditation and the crystals and the stars and all that, but I'm starting to get a little. I'm starting to understand the crystal thing.
I think you feel them when you. That's amazing. Yeah, I'm fascinated now by stones too, and that is getting a bit crazy about it because. We live here now where it's in the ice age. The glaciers have came here, so it's all the stones, rocks from all Europe come here together. So you can find all kind of amazing stones. And wow, that's so impressive. But I'm so fascinated by it, and yeah, I can understand. Sometimes you hear people they say they go crazy and they see a drop and they can't stop staring at it, but I understand what they're talking about because that's what I'm seeing when I watch the stones and nature, and all the time I'm in a sort of a
I know when I first started my journey, I went homeless. I was led to pick up these six or eight rocks, and I carried them in a little pouch in my pocket.
And you have them?
I don't have them anymore. They got taken away from me.
They stole them from you? Or?
They did steal them from me. This is a long time ago when I started my journey, and I went to jail. I got arrested. They took my pouch and said, "What?" They said, "What kind of idiot?" They said, "What kind of idiot carries a bunch of rocks with him?"
Yeah,
I remember that.
Yeah, I was for myself because I was always looking up, but now I'm also with those rocks, and I think it keeps me grounded. And there's a lot of information. The world is talking to us all the time if we are open to it. But in also those things, if we can open ourselves towards that. And the stones have definitely carried you further.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And we're over here on this 1 acre at Kismet's house that is all on rose quartz. So you walk around and there's quartz all over the place. It's a big.
Okay.
What is it? Oh, clear. Well, now they're telling me it's clear quartz.
I found a stone a few days ago, and I was fascinated by it, and I kept it on the bedroom. But suddenly Annette was watching at it, and I can show it because it's laying over here. And
cool. Let's see.
It's like a face in it. You can see it's really big one. But now I'm going to show. Maybe you can see the.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah. That almost looks like a.
This. You see?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So she was looking at it and she said, "Get that thing out of the bedroom because."
Because did it scare her or what?
Yeah, it scared her.
My new friend Andrea brought this to me yesterday.
Is that?
It's a fire. I think it's called a fire agate. I think that's what it's called.
Okay.
I may have the name wrong, but it was interesting because she's a big she's big into it. She's a practitioner. She uses these things, and she asked her room of crystals which one is for Todd, and so this one fell down, and she brought it, and then she read what it was about, and it was like listening to the story of my life. It was really funny. But so there's definitely something to that. And even when I'm walking around a lot, that's agate, fire agate, she said.
Nice term.
But when I was walking around, I always communed with the trees, but also with the elementals. Like when I was in the mountains, large grandfather rock formations and that type of thing, they spoke to me very clearly.
Yeah.
Very clearly.
They have a very strong vibration around them, and sometimes it can also be very, very, different or scary. But it's amazing.
She showed us one yesterday. It was a geode. Is that what they call it? A geode? Where you open them and inside it's all.
Oh yeah, with the purple inside.
This one was all clear crystal, and it was amazing. I mean, you opened it and it was like you could just feel. Yeah, it was just amazing. And and I learned this yesterday, they all form in darkness with no light.
Wow.
They form inside that, inside the.
And that is a great message, because in the darkness, we get born in the darkness. And so that's what people sometimes forget. Now you're talking about it. We have to connect with our darkness and find rest and peace in that to be able to receive the light and to see it totally. Otherwise, we get lost in the light and in the illusions we see around us. So in the darkness, it's where our electrical body is getting born and forged. And it's a hard time because, just like with diamonds, there's a lot of pressure needed to form them. So I think it's a sort of an alchemical process. And that's also what I experienced with the orgasm. That's also can be a sort of an alchemical process if you have this in a low vibration, the sexual energy. You can see it a bit like a sort of seawater, and you cannot drink it. But if the sun burns on it, it vaporizes and it gets into a cloud, and then it gets sweet and we can drink it. So if this energy rises to the higher level, we can do, that was a sort of metaphorical insight I had.
That's a real good metaphor. That's an excellent metaphor.
Yeah, because sometimes it's so hard to explain it to people, because Annette was saying, I still don't understand the 5D. But it is not possible to understand it with the mind. You have to experience it. But it's so difficult to explain it sometimes.
How often do you take your sexual energy through your chakras, through the crown?
Yeah, I did. Normally, it's always active in that way. After I had that, yes, and so, I one time I lost it, and I. Actually, that felt so bad that I had the feeling that I didn't want to live anymore. Wow. So bad. I thought it wouldn't come back anymore. And then I was functioning as I normally functioned. And I was cut off of the source of creation, because this energy is the energy of life and the energy of creation. And if we use that in that way, then it's, it carries us everywhere. But if we waste it around, then I think that's, people say, that is bad or sin. No, I think that's not sin. It's just there are better ways to deal with it. And they don't know. They just don't know. So
it's active every day. You're aware of it at all times. Your chi in your chakra.
Yeah. Yes. So sometimes it is. Yeah, I think it's all because after the awakening, that was such a radical shift that I cannot imagine how it was before anymore.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So do you take it through your crown every day?
Well,
practice?
Yeah, not I had that 20-minute experience when it got fully activated, but I'm not consciously pushing it to the crown. But
right, you're just conscious of it. You're conscious of it.
Yeah.
Right on. Right on. Colleen Badot agrees with you. She says, "That's me. I'm not sexual at all." Good point, Hank. Lucky you. Yeah. Yeah, we might have to get you to give a class on that.
Yeah. That's very interesting.
I'm serious. I mean, I wonder, could you do that on the screen? I mean, could you actually do that if we put a camera on you and show us how to do it or how you do it?
Yeah, I can guide people through them with some breathing exercises. Because the first time it happened to me, it was sort of automatic and I didn't know that it was happening. But now I became aware of the energy, the chakra system that supports that, and that is wants to push it up to the higher chakra through the crown chakra. So I can do that. Yes.
Yeah, I wonder if next week we could do that. Next time we get together.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah,
we could do
what is I had it with Annette. I activated it with her. I was talking about it, and she got really scared the first time when it happened, because she thought she lose control, and because your identity dissolves when it happens, and she thought she's going to have a stroke. But now she learns how to work with it, and she's becoming more aware of it. So people have to have a certain knowledge towards the things that are happening. I think just like with the ayahuasca trip or if you don't know what happens, you start to panic, and it makes it much worse. But you can guide it slowly through the body with our guidance, then it's going to be okay.
Yeah. Well, maybe we could do that next week.
Yeah. Great. Yes. I love that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Maybe we could do that. And even if we have to use the, without the headphones, and just set up the camera where at least they can see you in a sitting position.
Yeah.
And, or at least maybe your upper torso. So we can get an idea of, how it works. Actually watch somebody do it. Maybe you can speak to us while you do it.
Yeah, but it's not. Yeah, I think it's not so much a sort of a technique. I think the energy is getting activated whenever we are ready, and it feels like it is time to go there. But I'm certain that it will open certain things up, and it gets things slowly activating. And I think the Kundalini is always on a certain subtle level working in everyone all the time, because otherwise I think we're not alive, because it's the connection to the source and to our soul and to the soul of the universe. But to get it more open, it's just like with a water tap that you turn open, and it raises the energy to a very incredible level. I see now the butterfly behind you. I see it as that we are caterpillars, and then it opens us up, and it actually spreads out to all sides. That's how it feels. It doesn't look. I don't have wings, but that is how it feels. It carries me through life, and that's something I would like to share with everyone. And even though sometimes it is also, because it brings also great responsibility, if you have this energy, at least you get conscious of the responsibilities we have. That's how I experience it. But that is why we are doing what we are doing, I think.
Yeah, I think that'd be great. Lillian says you can bring it up to the third eye now for healing. And Andrea says, let the snake free. Kundalini magic. Vegas.
Yes, exactly. That's it. Yeah.
If you could take us through it next week. I mean, you don't have to physically, whatever you think will work, whatever you think will be best for the audience.
Okay.
We can do that. We can do that next week. You want me to pencil you in for this same time on Monday?
Okay, that's great. At 9, Monday at 9. Yeah.
Yeah, 9 Holland, 3 Eastern.
3
East New York
yes.
City. Yeah. So that's 8 o'clock in London. On
Yeah.
Monday, we'll have Henk back on here, and we'll talk about the Kundalini, and he'll give us his best on it.
Yeah, and I would suggest people to read a bit about it, to check out some things, but also to not make a sort of a mind thing about it, but just invite the energy in and allow it to go through you, and then it will all go automatically by itself. I think. What would you say about that? Some tips?
I think I'm I've experienced it, but I mean, I'm just saying that no, you're the master on it. I'm not here to teach anybody on it. I think it is a very personal thing. I don't know how you would.
Yeah, because
I've seen and read different things where people have instructed, but it's been a long time. And and actually, when it happened to me the first time, I was in my late 20s, and I didn't even know. I was doing the meditation every night when I went to sleep, when I lay down, and one night it just came up and exploded out of my head. That was the first of a few times, but yeah, I think the only time I ever kind of freaked out was when it was happening and I could feel my foot. I was laying flat on the bed. I could feel my foot land on the ground, like you're going to get out of bed.
Yes, through the mattress, and
then
it
was, and I thought,
yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I had that also one time.
That happened to me, and I thought, what the hell? And I snapped up, I jumped up, and I thought, what the hell? Because I literally felt my body leaving my body. And so it kind of freaked me. And at that time, I was, I don't know, probably 28, 29 years old. I wasn't too, thank you. Yeah.
And I think also when Morgan, what you told last time, put her hand on your back, then also the energy of the Kundalini communicates through your body.
Yeah. Yes, it does. Yeah. I told her she's better. I told her she's better than Google.
Yeah.
If I need to know anything, I just put my hand on her back.
Yeah.
No, but
and all the information is in that energy, and especially when the masculine and the feminine inside ourselves is in balance.
Yeah.
And but we're gonna do that next time.
Yeah, let's do that next Monday. I'll see you next Monday. Give my love to Annette, and you take care. All right, brother. I love you.
Thank you.
Take care.
Love you very much. Gonna see you next time. Okay.
All right, brother.
Monday at 9. Peace out.